It's Emergency Education Alliance, EEA911.com. I just did like this 8-minute video and it was awesome. My iPhone was like, oh, storage full. Sorry about your luck. And then I had to go delete some stuff, so I'm not too happy about that. But we're going to try to recreate the video and hopefully you like it. If there's one video of mine you watch from the front or the beginning to the end, let it be this one. I've got like 4 or 5 points to make, but they all circle around to the end. With all this mess that's going on with the U.S. Gymnastics and Michigan State, I have 2 friends who have advanced degrees from Michigan State and feel very differently. One of them said that he wants a new diploma, a new degree, new physical piece of paper without the president's signature on it because it's disgraceful. The other person said that they don't even know where their diploma is because it's a piece of paper. That's all it was to them, was a piece of paper. It's the education they got at Michigan State that really matters and what they're doing with the education now. And that's the point of the video. I've talked before how I've got a bachelor's degree in communications. I'm going back for a finance degree, and then I'll get my master's in public administration. But what does any of that matter if I don't use it? I had an excellent conversation this evening with a friend of mine, and it really brought to light the fact that just because you have a college degree doesn't mean you're smarter than the person next to you. I'm smarter than the person next to me because I'm smarter than the person next to me, not because I have a piece of paper that tells me so. One of the smartest human beings I know is a self-taught person who can run a radio system for a whole entire city, who can put together and take apart an engine, who can do just about any mechanical thing that you ask him, anything with a radio or a CB or a computer or an electronic possible, and he's self-taught because it's interested, he's intelligent, and he learned it himself. Learning has no limits. I've said before, we just recently moved in this house, and it's got a huge backyard. I hear there's apple trees and walnut trees, and all our neighbors have bird feeders. I can't wait to see what birds come along, what plants sprout in the springtime. You know, learning never ends, but it's what you do with the knowledge you have that really matters. I spoke that I got my ENP certification. None of you who are watching this probably know what an ENP is, but people at my work, how can I help them with the knowledge that I've gained through this? Just because I have it doesn't mean anything if I'm not using it to help other people. Because I've got a communications degree doesn't mean anything if I'm not using it to help other people. You know, I wrote an international standard for a public safety agency, and there's going to be buildings that are be compliant. There's going to be buildings that aren't. Maybe I'm going to get some phone calls from people. Hey, how can I help my building become compliant? I'm going to have to help them because I wrote an international standard about it. And, you know, I'm pretty proud of that fact, too. I put a lot of hard work into it. I may not have been the right guy for the job, but I did the job and I did it well. And if someone asks you to do something who's got a lot of power and a lot of clout, you do it because that's how you learn. That's how you get respect. And that's how you just grow as a person, as a human being. Step outside your comfort zone. You learn on the fly sometimes, and then you apply your knowledge to other things in life. With my finance degree that I'm going to get, I'm going to learn how to do budgeting, which is going to be, you know, possibly part of a job I have now or a job I have in the future, or just my personal finances at home. I've been killing it in the stock market just like everybody else who has money in there. But what I want to get to really is, what do you do with the knowledge that you have? How do you give back? I've talked about, you know, charity and giving your time, giving your money, giving your knowledge, being a leader in your community. But really, if you have this knowledge inside of you and you're not helping anybody, if you're not teaching anybody else, what good is it? You know, I've said in other videos, what's the legacy you want to leave behind? How are you going to be thought of when you're gone from your company or from your volunteer or your baseball program? You know, I left the baseball program that I coached, and I left it in great hands with, I spoke before about my mentor, Dave, who, you know, unfortunately passed away from cancer, and he was a mentor of mine, and I didn't even know it at the time. I left the program in good hands. When my boss leaves, who's he going to leave it to? Is it going to be in good hands? When your boss leaves, who are they going to leave it to? Is it going to be in good hands? Are people going to see it that way? What knowledge do they bring to you to help you go to the next level? What knowledge can you bring to someone to help them go to the next level? Just because you have a master's degree or a doctorate degree, yeah, you went to school for 8 years. What's the Tommy Boy things? Yeah, a lot of people go to school for 8 years. They're called doctors. Oh, big deal. I mean, you have a PhD, means you're specialized in something. Does that mean you're smarter than me? Maybe. It means you have more money and more effort and, time to go to school. But that's not how it works for everybody. It just, if you're not doing anything with your master's degree or your doctorate degree, does it matter? I've got a communications degree. I work in a communications department. Does it mean I'm using my communications degree? I use my communication skills every single day, not just at work, but in life in general. How you communicate with each other. Everybody's got a different communication style. Everyone's got a different learning style. You got to learn other people's communication styles and education styles so that you can work together better as a team, because in the end, we're all human beings. We're all a team. We're all just trying to get by and help each other out. So if you get anything from this video, it's just help each other when you can. Leaders don't, step on you and say, stop, I'm gonna put my hand up and I know all this information, but I'm keeping it to myself. What they do is they help you and say, I've worked at this job for 25 years. I've been in this situation before. You've been here for 2. Let me help you through this situation. I know what to do. And then they help you. They pick you up when you've fallen down. They don't leave you on the floor. They physically pick you up. Yeah, that's what I've got to say, is use your knowledge and help other people with it. Subscribe to the video, like the video, check out the social medias, be good to yourselves, be good to each other, and use your knowledge to help other people. That's all I got. Have a good night.